Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel. This is 𝑓ROM_TAGALOA coming to you with your January 2020 reading. Happy 2020 you guys. This is going to be a reading similar to my message from the gods reading that I did a few months ago. Except for this particular reading, it will be just one god, one deity for all zodiac signs instead of one particular deity for, each sign. So I'm not going to pronounce their name in this video as I did in the other videos because I don't want to offend anyone who actually worships or works with this deity or has a connection with them, but I will put their names in the description box below this video as well as in the title. But they are of Samoan origin. They're very, very ancient, very, very abundant, very powerful, and they have some guidance to give each and every sign of the zodiac this month of January in Capricorn season leading into Aquarius. So Virgo, 5 questions I have posed to this particular deity, and also just to remind you all, I am a divination witch, and deities and spirit guides of all kinds in the universe come to speak to me, and some messages are for me to give myself, and others are for me to relay to other people for their personal and spiritual growth in life. Okay, so this particular deity has come to me and has asked me to relay messages to the signs of the zodiac. So we are now focused on you, Virgo, for the month of January. 5 questions I've posed to this deity, and these are the 5 cards that match these questions and that is going to answer these questions. So the first question out for the first card is going to be, what is your primary focus, or what should be your primary focus in the month of January, Capricorn season into Aquarius? Wow, this is crazy. Virgo, this is you guys. The Hermit is your energy. That's your energy. And I feel for you, Virgo, it is not hard to slip into this energy at all. It is not hard for you to become the Hermit, to, distance yourself or seclude yourselves in the month of January. Be careful not to seclude yourselves for too long for an unhealthy period of time. Be sure that this is a time of reflection for you all, a time to think about your growth in life, your prosperity and success, and how you're going to move forward with that. Because you see, the Hermit, even though he is in this dark place, he has this lantern with him, and he has this this is like the spirit of the underworld, and then you have this snake like coiled around this egg. This is a very precious and very sacred space, Virgo, to be in right now. And it's a very dark place, but it shouldn't be. It's not a place that scares you. It's a place for you to find treasure. It's a place for you to find the darker parts of yourself that needs to come to light, that needs light to be shed. Okay? And these spirits of the underworld obviously are spirit guides. Okay, this 3-headed dog here, spirit of the underworld, but also dogs are very loyal creatures, and they're also messengers. So Virgo, your primary focus in the month of January should be being in your element, in your energy of the tarot, which is the Hermit, kind of being by yourselves. And I don't think that is hard for a lot of you guys to do that, for those of you who resonate with Virgo in your chart. Okay. This is very, very powerful energy. It's very reflective. It's very illuminating. This is very, very good to see, Virgo. So this is your primary focus in January. Take time out to be alone. Take time out to meditate. Take time out to go within the deeper aspects of your being, excuse me, to unearth and discover certain parts of yourselves, or even certain parts of your lives that either no longer serve you, or things that you can improve and enrich in your own lives, on a day-to-day basis. Okay, and even for the long term. And things that affect the long term are things and decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis, right? The very thing that you're doing in this moment, what you're thinking in this moment, is affecting the future in some way. So be aware of that in the month of January, Virgo. Take time to be on your own, in your own energy, okay? So we have the second card out, and it's going to be in regards to what this deity wants you to steer away from. Now, as I've spoken to the other zodiac signs, I'm not really showing reversals, but I will be reading them as if they are. But you have the High Priestess here. Now, again, like I said, this deity wants you to reflect and go into, be in the dark for a while, be a little secretive, but be careful with the High Priestess here. This is definitely about being fruitful in your hermiting, being fruitful in your, this time of being alone and reflecting, but be careful not to be too secretive, not to be in the dark for too long, for an unhealthy period of time. Okay, there are people who care about you. There are people who want to know what's going on with you. And, you don't want to hide from those people who care about you and who you care about, right? So this is all about restoring energy. I forgot who I was saying this to, but it's all about restoring energy. But don't do it to the point where you're keeping your energy from people that you care about. Okay, don't. And also for some of you, don't, those of you who suffer from depression or any type of mental, disorder, or, don't cause that to force you into hiding, to where you don't go outside. Okay, there also may be a Pisces here or an Aquarius that you're dealing with that you may need to steer away from during this month. Okay, it's a lot of blue in your reading here. It's very, very interesting. So steer away from either a person, a Pisces or an Aquarius, or someone who embodies this energy, who may cause you to be backed into a corner or feel like you have to hide. Or this is you steering away from being too secretive and being a hermit in an unhealthy way. Okay. So the third card out, Virgo, is about what does this deity want to give you in the month of January? What kind of gifts do they have for you? We have the Nine of Pentacles. Again, this is Pisces. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. So your energy is embodied in this card. Okay, it's earthly. It's about your health, good health, it's independence. It's standing on a firm foundation. It's offers coming through, whether it be in regards to a job. Okay, if there are doctor's appointments that you're looking to have, or money to go to the doctor, or getting health insurance, whatever the case may be, getting a psychologist or getting a counselor or going to therapy, being able to have the money to do that, whatever, money for school, money to get your books for school and your supplies for school. Okay, a job application, getting your resume done, a lot of things here with the Nine of Pentacles. But it's overall, all in all, it's about independence, Virgo. Sorry if it's a little bit dark. The sun is starting to come out, and it's kind of messing around with the light and the darkness of this video. So sorry, guys, bear with me. This is very beautiful energy, Virgo. So, like I said before, hermit, it's fine. Take that time to be alone, to find your independence. Also, for others of you, if this is in regards to a relationship and you guys are thinking about a relationship, someone that you're maybe at a distance from, it's a good time for that. Okay, it's a good time to be independent. It's a good time to be away from this person, or to be single. Okay, this person might be a Pisces or a Pisces or an Aquarius. This may be a good time for you to be apart from them. Okay, this is a time for you to be aware of yourselves, to love yourselves, to take care of yourselves in your home, not to focus on, why this relationship or connection. And it doesn't have to be a romantic partnership. It can be a business partnership, or even a friendship where maybe you're missing someone, or a family member. Maybe you had a falling out, or you're at a distance from this person, for whatever reason. But it's okay. It's time for you to be alone. And to be alone doesn't mean that you're lonely. You have spirit guides that are surrounding you. And there for others of you, there are people who care about you. You may have just shut yourself off from them because of what has happened in your life for whatever reason, okay? So this is a time the universe wants to give you independence, and in order to learn independence, you have to be alone. You have to be alone for a time instead of immersing yourself in the crowd or, in a relationship. Trust me, it's happened to me where I was so distracted by a relationship. I'm currently in a relationship, but I became distracted a little bit and kind of forgot myself. Okay, so I had to be broken down by the universe, and it had to show me, hey, you're losing yourself a little bit. It's time to get back on track, So even if you are in a relationship, Virgo, and things may not be going the way you feel they should, or they're not, it's not the happiest of times, you may need to find yourself again, okay, and allow that other person to figure things out for themselves. And it's interesting, I just saw 11:11 on the timer as I'm reading, and the sun is coming out on your reading as well. And I just finished Leo's reading, so there is something there, definitely, that's connected, to change. And Leo is ruled by the sun, and your sign comes right after Leo. So it's very interesting that the sun is now shining on your reading this morning, or this afternoon. There's something in regards to reflection and light for you, Virgo. It's time to step back into the light at some point. Step back into the light with your independence. Okay, after a time of darkness and a time of being alone and a time of reflecting and thinking and pondering and discovering within yourselves the things that you need to discover, it's time to come back out at some point, right? So the next question, what is this deity trying to protect you from? Okay, Virgo. Wow, you have the 5 of Swords. It's trying to protect you from, this card says, defeat. Beating yourselves up. Protecting you from your thoughts, your negative, toxic thoughts that you may create in your mind that creates insecurities, low self-esteem, making you feel as it's too hard to go outside because you're faced with change, you're faced with the real life world, and you want to stay and remain in your mind, in your own world, and that's not where you belong, Virgo. That's not where any of us belongs as living beings, right? And again, I keep bringing up mental health and things like that. For those of you who may suffer from depression or bipolar disorder, or schizophrenia even, people get afraid of the word schizophrenia, but there are people out there with these mental illnesses who just want peace. They want to get better. It's nothing to be afraid of. And in certain cases, yes, it can be scary. But for those of you who are dealing with mental illness, whether it be in your family or within yourselves, you have to seek help. You have to seek help. It's okay to go outside. It's okay, to surround yourself with sunlight, with nature, with other people, right? You have to shine the light. And for those of you who feel like you do suffer from some type of mental illness or some type of issue within yourselves that you haven't gotten diagnosed, or that you haven't spoken to a therapist or spoken to a family member about, or a significant other, you may need to think about that conversation and have that conversation. Because I feel like there are a lot of you who are beating yourselves up, or have a tendency to do that when things don't go right. And now January is not the time for that. Actually, no time of the year is good to beat yourselves up and to have a self-defeating a self-defeating mindset or perception of yourselves or the world around you. Okay, Virgo? So no longer, this deity wants to protect you from beating yourselves up and hurting yourselves internally in your mind. Okay? It's okay to reflect. It's okay to be yourself this month. It's okay to go within your comfort zone. But at some point you have to come out, because this hermit has a light. You're trying to find your independence, not comfort, not the comfort that you may have found in the past. The past has to be left behind as you move forward, right? So take this time out to heal yourselves, to find healing. Okay? So the last card out will be, what will your journey have taught you? What will your journey teach you by the end of January? Okay? And before I pull this card, also Virgo, remember, think about the winter time. Okay? Things are not always pretty and glamorous, right? Not all the time. Some things have to die. Plants have to die. And at some point, what happens? They have to come back to life for the spring and the summer. We wouldn't have our springs or summer if all of the plants in the world decided, I've had a rough time this winter. I don't think I want to come out. It's the same thing for human beings. It's the same thing for you, Virgo. It's time to come out when the sun comes out, right? So let's get to your last card, and it's representing what the universe wants to give you, or what your journey will have taught you by the end of the month. Sorry, guys, about the glare and the shadow. The sun's finally coming out, so sorry about that. But we have the Ace of Discs. This is what your journey will have taught you. It will teach you how to obtain and maintain good health, a healthy lifestyle, a healthy way of going about healing, channeling your energy when you're feeling negative. Okay? You will learn how to manifest this healthy lifestyle. It will help you manifest money, manifest a good and consistent money flow, wherever that money's coming from, whether it be from you selling your own products, opening your own business, or working for someone else, being an assistant, whatever it is. And if for those of you who want to go to school, you will, by the end of January, you will learn so much on how to remain healthy as a student, whatever it is that you're studying. Okay? It's about good health. The Ace of Pentacles, yes, it represents money, but it represents good health. It represents a healthy mind, a healthy body, a healthy heart. Everything about every cell of your body being healthy here, as well as money flow. Okay, it's dealing with things in an abundant mindset, in a prosperous and successful mindset and perspective. You are capable of good things. You deserve good things, Virgo. Most definitely. Don't kid yourself or convince yourself otherwise. This is not the time to hide from your problems. It's a time to reflect and face those issues within yourselves, and then bring them into the light. Okay? Set them ablaze, set them on fire, and let them burn to ashes so that you can move forward towards your independence. Okay? So let's see what your oracle messages are for the month of January. We have the Fairy Norn. It says planning, patience, and cooperation. This is a time of patience, Virgo. It's a time to clean house. It's a time to organize and reorganize and adjust and readjust things in your life. Right? It's time to get to work and get things done. It's time to work with the universe, not against it. It's time to work with the seasons, being a witch, and, and not even just being a witch, just being a living being, being connected to the earth. I've been practicing this, I haven't been practicing for a long time, but I've been aware of the seasons for a very long time, and I've tried to be in sync with them. For those of you who believe in that kind of thing, you may need to understand how to connect to the earth and understand when the weather gets warmer, when the spring starts to come in, what are some things that you can do to be in sync? What are some foods that you can eat that the earth yields naturally during that time? When the winter and when your season comes around, which is around, like late summer, moving into the fall season, into Libra, what are some things that you can do to be in sync and connect with the earth and the seasons? You know, and I'm not talking about, you know, whenever Valentine's Day comes around or whenever Christmas comes around or April Fool's Day, like we have to be in sync with the times. No, I mean with the earth. What is the earth doing that we have forgotten, that we don't really, you know, pay attention to on a deeper level? You know, there's a reason why spring cleaning is a thing, right? As spring gets closer, there are some things that we have to clean out. A lot of the winter things that we've stored, we have to, you know, now move that aside and begin to prepare for the warmer seasons ahead, right? So again, being in sync with the universe, being in sync with yourselves, it's time to adjust, readjust, to deconstruct, and then reconstruct, right? Our lives, our minds and our hearts, you know, do things differently with our health. Come out of hiding, Virgo. That's one, you know, don't hide for too long, okay? So then we have the Otter. This is you have so much green and blue and yellow. This is very beautiful energy, Virgo. This is the solar plexus. This is the heart chakra. Okay? A lot of greens, yellows, and blues here. This is very important. This is optimism. This is happiness. This is not wallowing in self-pity and dwelling on toxic behavior and toxic thoughts. And I know for those of you, again, I keep bringing up mental health, but for those of you who are dealing with this, it is much harder than it looks, I know. But the universe is trying to give you your independence despite what your mind, despite the space that your mind has created for you. You don't have to be what your mind says you should be. You have a voice, you have power to control that. It will take time, but you have to be willing to take that time and not dwell on why it's not happening sooner than later. This is self-love, this is self-worth, this is just loving unconditionally and just being happy. Not having a care in the world in a certain moment, right? This is very beautiful, Virgo, to see. Very beautiful to see. So, again, Virgo, come out of hiding at some point, okay? This January. Before January ends, let go of self-defeat and self-hate, wallowing in self-pity, okay? Much love and light to all of you. And please don't hesitate to like, share, comment, or subscribe to my channel if any of these messages resonate with you. I wish you guys all the best on this journey. Good luck, you guys. Take care. Bye.